exaggerate, did I, when I said that our speaker of the evening would be hypnotic? Very rarely would the chief guest of the evening take trouble to focus on the theme of the evening and to prepare a splendid speech revolving around the theme, and we couldn't have had a better or more enriching experience this evening. Dr. Ravi Shankar Rao, we remain profoundly grateful to you, and if it is not a miss on my part, I would also like to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Dilip Nayak, who was our chief guest 1 year ago. And when you said that, probably we don't remember what the speaker said, we only remember that words flowed from their mouth. Likewise, when I remember Dr. Dilip Nayak's presence here as our chief guest, I can remember that humor flowed from his mouth when he was our chief guest. And today, we have you with a very profound message that I think each among the audience will remember for years to come every Shravan. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Ravi Shankar Rao. Right? I was so engrossed in your speech that I forgot what is the next item on the agenda.
I interrupt you at the behest of our incoming president. May I request you to be seated here? I'm glad you had a moment of memory loss.
Now I have to obey her. I'm no longer in control.
Which is why I told you why I'm interrupting. At whose behest? And so I continue to stand here and speak at the behest of our incoming president, Toastmaster Anu Sharma. There are some people who, by their dynamism, extraordinary dedication, virtue of talent and hard work, invite emulation, even scholarly discourse. As a consequence, university programs have been developed around facets of their personality, their qualities of head and heart. So we have a social psychology course at the University of Arizona, which examines the social and cultural impact, femininity, communication prowess, music, and business acumen of the celebrated pop star, Taylor Swift. And the upshot of this kind of pedagogical interest has given rise to more and more Western universities introducing courses on the likes of Queen Bee, that's Beyonce, and other super achiever women. Their lives and careers are considered profound enough to dissect and analyze in an intellectual setting. Dignitaries on the days, chief guest Dr. Ravi Shankar Rao, invitees, fellow port towners, Toastmasters, what I just shared with you may seem irrelevant to this evening's investiture. But believe me when I say, I'm absolutely to the point, because we have in our midst a powerhouse Toastmaster who would fit in perfectly for such an academic exposition. May I invite quadruple DTM Malini Hebar, our outgoing president, to take center stage or occupy this seat. Yes, Madam President Anu Sharma. Round of applause. I need hardly expand upon the various roles played by President Malini Hebar over the years in our club, her home club, and the Toastmasters fraternity, and the varied responsibilities she has shouldered. But since it gives me joy to enumerate them, therefore allow me to indulge myself. Creative head, costume designer, playwright, scriptwriter, danceress, choreographer, curator of multiple academic and cultural programs. It may seem that I'm not telling you anything new, or I'm not telling you anything that you already don't know. So I will focus instead on the immense reserves of strength that DTM Malini Hebar has. Added to this, she has a cheerful disposition that has influenced other people positively. I would also hand it to her for being even-handed when it came to disputatious matters. The cordiality with which she treats people, even those who have been envious and less than gracious with her, is a lesson for those who strive to enhance their people skills and emotional intelligence, me included. Because she refuses to make enemies, she has none. She justly earns the title Ajata Shatru. At St. Agnes College, where she served for almost 3.5 decades, she always felt she ought to do work commensurate to her remuneration, and so constantly, out of consideration for the younger and less experienced members of the staff, she took the initiative to guide and lead them. She continues all her endeavors in the spirit of a karma yogi. Her enduring quality is a compassion to people in distress and a magnanimity in recognizing people's strengths, talents, and contribution to an organization with no sense of competitiveness whatsoever. A very recent instance of this is the sincere and heartfelt gratitude expressed to her by our District Director, DTM Savita Salyan, in her acceptance speech at Bengaluru in the month of May this year. This makes DTM Malini Hebar a shining example of a paropakari, that is, benevolent and beneficent. Yes, you may clap. For those who are on our mailing list, you will agree that she exemplifies Henry Longfellow's famous quote, "The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upward in the night." Malini Hebar is on her laptop every single night, finding her creative fuel, content, replying to mails, and sending them anytime between 1 a.m. until the start of the Brahma Muhurta, which is also known as the creative's hour. Am I right? Yes? Yet she will turn up each morning fresh, fabulous, and fashionable without any visible traces of sleep deprivation. This has earned her the epithet of force of nature. This brings to mind the legendary French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte, who is known to have denigrated sleep as an unnecessary human physiological dependency. Malini Hebar, DTM Malini Hebar, is a philomath. She has always been a visible scholar and is a lifelong learner, which has evinced great admiration among her peers, and in no less a person than Sister Maria Jyoti, the champion and guardian of the children of a lesser God, by which I mean the differently abled and physically challenged. For matchless hospitality, you must turn to DTM Malini Hebar. Her creative culinary skills include eco-friendly cooking, where, for instance, every bit of a plant, the fruit, and the vegetable is converted into gastronomical delights. The enjoyment of our train journey last year to Cochin for the annual Toastmasters convention was enhanced with a frozen starfruit beverage, which she prepared in spite of it being a full working day and thoughtfully bottled for each one of us. The drink was such a hit, her ingenuity elevated the humble status of the starfruit. There is so much more that I could love to expound upon, but owing to time constraints, I will have to stop here with a rider to be continued next time. Should a university offer punditry on brand Malini Hebar on its curriculum, I will be the first one to take up the program to enrich and empower myself, because just as our chief guest said, she is the embodiment of Shravan. Thank you, incoming President Toastmaster Anu Sharma, for choosing me. I don't want to call this a task. This was truly a pleasurable and a momentous opportunity. Thank you. Dear Malini ma'am, on behalf of my fellow Port Towners, deepest gratitude for stepping into the breach when all seemed lost last year. The future of Port Town Advanced Toastmasters Club was uncertain, but you took up the mantle, and here we are. We are indebted to you for the continued inspiration and energy you infuse in us. Earnest thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, let us raise our hearts and our imaginary starfruit wine glasses in a very real toast to the eminence of DTM Malini Hebar. I don't see your hands up. If your hands are not up, it means you're envious of her. Yes. So, dear Malini ma'am, may it always rain showers of blessings, and may your life always be a Shravan, a happy Shravan. Matilda Pinto, who is also her colleague and who has known her for longer than I have. I'm sure this is an absolute pleasure for you. So please do the honors. DTM Matilda Pinto was the first woman DTM in the Sri Lanka and India region. Please come back here, ma'am, for a picture. After a long time, you're wearing Indian attire. Come, please come. Come here, please come here, ma'am. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen,